Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Team C, the Masters Championship for round number 14 in Italy. We had some issues with the lobby. It was glitched again there by Codemasters, so yeah, because of some connection problems. But we sorted it out back in time, as I was also having some problems there setting up the stream. It didn't start properly. Now setting down the quality from 700p high PS, high frames per second, 60 FPS. I set it down to just 1700p. I hope it's still good for the moment. And yeah, everybody is now heading to the respectively grid spot, and we are finally able to race in Italy here in Division 1 MS. We have 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and away we go. Looks like a decent start there by Perpetuum, but also very good start by the Haas. Look at the background there from SH, but as they are heading into turn 1 now, Captain Chubbs is in P2 and yeah, slightly tips the rear of Perpetuum. But still in P2, the McLaren chasing down the Red Bull for P1. So that's a very good starter by Captain Chubbs. And Casper, remember here the 5 place grid penalty. Now in P3 already chasing. Oh, and there's a spinner. There's a 0-7 completely round. Not sure what both racing points. That's a shocking start there for the Pink Panthers. Not sure what happened to 0-7, just saw the end of the accident there. As they are now heading into Ascari for the first time. There's a position change between Copy Kermi and Wesker. Wesker now ahead of the Williams into Ascari. Also on medium tires. And yeah, now that we were setting up the lobby again, remember everybody from in the top 10 had to start on the tire they were qualified on, and Matt Tippis, the Ferrari in the background, also passes Williams, the Wesker. Captain Chubbs still in the gearbox there of Perpetuum. Yeah, as they were heading into turn 1 after the start, yeah, maybe it wasn't intentionally there to go into the right rear. As Coutinho passes JHT. So that's a good job there. And then Morris, the Ferrari. SH now in the sandwich of the Ferrari guys. Yeah, as I said, surely. And Wesker is already doing a pit stop. Not sure if he was involved in some, yeah, carnage already on the hards. So did both of the racing points. And I'm not sure what's wrong with the lobby again, as we have the position changes and not the actual lap times or the gaps of the drivers. 0-7 gets a 5-second time penalty for cutting corners. And there is Party, Dogbolt and Cowboy involved in this nice battle for P14 it is. Medium Pilot already into P13, following the Alpha of Yono. With all the slipstream coming down now into turn 1. Passes him there with no trouble. And now we are on lap 3, that means we have also DRS activated. So passing will also be a lot of easier now. Matip is in P9 for the moment. Chasing down SH, he's still on the softer tire compared to him, but yeah, seems to be a little bit out of touch there with just 0.7 of a second behind. Meanwhile, SH gets a nice slipstream, a nice tow by the help of Dan Morris, who is passing Merck. Good job there gets by, and Said is coming back into the lobby and is leaving the lobby again. So connection issues all over the place. Captain Chubb's there in a battle with Coutinho for P3. As they are heading Parabolica, there is Perpetuum very wide on the artificial grass. Trying everything to stay in the lead, but Casper now passes him with the help of DRS, and also Captain Chubbs has to watch out for Coutinho. Side by side into one. It's very tricky there. Now JHD also in the gearbox of the Haas. As they are heading into the second chicane, the Variante della Roccia, very nice pass from the Haas on the inside of the McLaren from Chubbs. And there was no DRS involved, so just an overtake on power there. Maybe some nice overtake battery ERS mode involved. But yeah, now Captain Chubbs that he was chasing actually or going for the lead is in P4. Maybe has to refocus again, put his head down and trying to get back into P3, passing Coutinho with the help of DRS on the start-finish straight. Also has to watch out for the Mercedes of JHT, but he has wing damage, as I can see on the left. His end plate is missing, so that will compromise him, especially to the less more corners. The double right-hander as medium pilot going for the move, passes Combi and Kieran Trapp into turn 1, so that's 2 in 1 already in P10, just 2.1 seconds behind the Ferrari of Matt Tippis, and he's on medium tires, so that will put him in a very nice position there in the end again. So not just after Belgium where he started on the back of the field and yeah, just won the race. So he's just too quick for this division. Further down. Ah yeah, okay, that's... I think Said must be back in the car again. Yeah, he was rejoining the lobby, if I was reading that correctly. So Casper in the lead. But yeah, the sister Red Bull, so to say, ahead of the Red Bull team. So maybe in another move there into turn 1 now with the help of DRS. Gets on the inside. And now takes the racing line, braking into turn 1. And Coutinho meanwhile still ahead of Captain Chubbs. And Said still having issues there with yeah, connecting. And as I said, with the wing damage there by JHT, he's losing time, so Dan Morris in P6 just, yeah, slightly behind. He will have the DRS coming down the second straight, or the third straight, sorry, there to Ascari. And he is, yeah, 1.4 seconds ahead of Merck, the Williams. So slightly with the briefing gap. Can maybe try now to pull away from him and overtake the Mercedes in this or the very next lap. And further down we have Merck getting chased by the Haas and the second Ferrari. So they surely were hoping for some more pace there in the end, and Merck is the first one to pit. And JHT, yeah, he surely has to change his wing there, but for Merck it's surely an undercut attempt. In lap 7 or in the end of lap 6 he came in. And yeah, medium pilot me is in P8 now. Just 1.3 seconds. Oh, what was that? SH. Yeah, SH, and the sausage curb there is very tricky, and especially here in Italy where the car is set very low in the right height, and I assume also there with the yes, with the low downforce in general, you have like 1 or 2 wings at the front, just 2 or 3 wings at the back, and Compi Kermi has a little of a moment there in Ascari. Yeah, so SH was doing good jobs there. Still, his front wing looks intact, but yeah, was having a little of a flyer there. And for yeah, at the front, Kelspur and Perpetuum. Maybe their tactic is now trying to DRS drag their way out of Coutinho. Get away from him, but he's just 1.6 seconds behind. I'm not sure if Captain Chubbs had a little moment there, because he lost a little bit out to the Haas. Also struggles there with the rear now after 7 or 8 laps. They are surely like baked beans. And so also with the overcast situation, I'm not sure if there's rain coming down, but for the moment the guys starting on softs, going for the default strategy, switching to the mediums for the end. And the gaps are a little bit spread out more than ever. We have 1.6 seconds, 1.7, 1.3, okay, 1 second there. SH almost in the DRS of medium pilot, a little bit out. Yeah, he still gets it, okay. Combi Kermi behind, and there's Kieran Trapp in the pits. So he wants to get rid of his tires now. Oh, and there's a yellow sector 2, and we have a safety car, 07. He was in the back of the grid, so I'm not sure what happened there. That's coming out of the second Lesmo corner, okay. Yeah, if you go wide in the second Lesmo on the left side and you touch the the gravel a little bit there, you can always lose the rear. And yeah, the case with Italy, the walls are very close. So even though we have some massive runoff like in Parabolica or yeah, here coming out of Ascari, you can also lose the rear and crash the car completely into the barrier. So that's unfortunate for the Racing Point. I mean, they had also a very bad start in the beginning of the race. If you remember, the car from CO7 was completely spun around into the De La Rocha chicane. Oh, and that was close there with Kelspur. Remember, Kelspur got a penalty. And yeah, I mean, the safety car is helping out everybody who's starting on the softs. And I assume the guys on mediums are also pitting now. Most of the guys switching to hards. Those guys that started on softs will go to the mediums. And medium pilot stayed out, SH stayed out, Darkbolt or Vaporeon stayed out, and Yono. So let me check if I'm right with that. Yeah, so basically everybody from Kelspur downwards has done a pit stop. JHT is in for the second time, Focky has done a second pit stop. And so the first 4 guys have to do a pit stop, that's for sure. And yeah, I'm not sure if they didn't come into the pits because their teammates were in, or if they just want to try to stretch their stint on the medium tires and yeah, go for the softs in the last 5 or 6 laps, but it will surely compromise their strategy now. And for the position changes, yeah, I mean, medium pilot leading for the moment. He was starting from the back of the grid. Then we have SH gained 10 positions. Dark Bolt, he was also starting further down in P19. Yono gained 10 positions in P4, so also a very good job there by the Alpha guy for the moment. And remember, yeah, he had some bad moments, especially there in Belgium. There was going for some points, for some decent points, and was completely crashed out by Caesar. And yeah, that's also a very bad start to the season, but he's getting back there. He's on for some good points for the moment. I mean, we have still like 17 laps to go. Safety car will surely be coming in this lap. And yeah, for the moment, JHT there with his second pit stop, he lost out the most. But surely now with fresh boots, come back there if he has some good pace. Just gotta prove it. And there's some guy on the hards, Compi. I mean, the hards, yeah, they surely will go to the end, but the first 2 or 3 laps he will struggle to get some heat into them. You have like this very long straights where you don't put any pressure or any force into the tires, so they don't heat up. And will be interesting to see, especially when he's coming out there out of Ascari. You always need or heated up rear tires. And also Wesker, I see Williams in P15 also going, or he was on hards anyways, he didn't change his tires. And Said, I believe, is still connection issues. And Cowboy reserving tonight in P19. Oh, Kelsberg gets a penalty for causing a collision, but I guess that will be removed afterwards. Oh, and what the hell is going on with Coutinho? He was completely into the wall. Also now, yeah, sure, he's completely missing the right hand side of the swing. So did Casper, I was going to say, but in that moment he crashed into the wall. Now we have a restart of the race. Medium pilot leading with no problems ahead of SH. And Dark Bolt. And Coutinho, now that he came into the pits, also collected a 5-second time penalty for speeding into the pits. There was some action and carnage in the safety car phase going on. I'm sure that will have to be sorted out after the race, because some time penalties also were flying in. Meanwhile, Perpetuum and Yono having a scrap for P5. And Katzberg gets another time penalty there that doesn't help him in this process of, yeah, maybe scoring a podium position there in the end. And Foggy gets a 10-second time penalty for cutting the corner. Was it turn 1? Did he cut turn 1? And he also cut turn 2. That's another 10-second time penalty for Foggy. And he retired from the race. And there is a second safety car. Jesus. That's actually ridiculous. I mean, like, yeah. There was some times you wished for a safety car, you hoped for a safety car, and the game didn't provide it. Like in the career mode, you didn't have a safety car for 50 races in succession, and in the leagues, yeah, everybody was like, why don't we have a safety car? It will spice up some races. And now Yeah, okay, why not? Safety car, restart, and then a second safety car because of Focky crashing out. And he cut the first chicane, and then the second, the La Raccia, collected two 10-second time penalties for that, and then his race was over. So the Racing Point driver, after a horrific start, I mean, yeah, he was also involved there with the starting crash, and from that moment but why not? Yeah, okay, so then nobody came into the pits another time, I assume. Yeah, but yet all the guys that didn't pit, like Yono, Darkbolt, Merc, Porty came in for a second time, Kalsper again. Then we have Wesker now on mediums. Coutinho going for softs. I mean, okay, we have like still 15 laps to go. I'm not sure. You might have to come in a second time. And yeah, meanwhile JHT, Coutinho and also Wesker, they have to just make their way through and get on the back to the grid, to the back of the field, so the safety car will likely to become in this lap again, as medium pilot surely can't wait to go. And I totally forgot again to put up the stream on my phone. Some comments coming in. Let me just check them. So we have Ali Reza Zaba in the comment section. Too many safety cars. Yeah, I mean the first safety car was totally right to come out in that moment, I guess. There with the incident in the end, yeah. But now with Focky, I just saw some messages coming into the chat. He's totally fed up, totally, yeah, like going mad, and I assume there was some incident happening in the back. That's why he crashed out. And now also welcome Scooper in the chat. He's saying Chaps for the win. Yeah, I mean he's in P4 for the moment, also on fresh boots behind Perpetuum, who came into the pits some laps ago for the first safety car section, for the first safety car period. And now that Medium Pilot and Kieran Tubb in the pits again, this puts Captain Chubbs in P3, Perpetuum P2, SH there with 14 lap old mediums. He surely will suffer there in the dying stages of the race. He has done a pit stop. Yeah, surely he has done so. No, he hasn't. Haha! Look at that! Totally missed that. SH, so yeah, still in the lead because he has a pit. So the second safety car didn't help him either there with his strategy in the end. But as I said, yeah, maybe now then he will go for the softs there, the last 6-7 laps maybe. Fully attack. Trying to stay in the top 10, go for a fastest lap, get an extra point for that. But for the moment he's finding himself behind the safety car. And after the restart, yeah, because now the safety car is coming in this lap, Here's some very worn mediums compared to Perpetuum, compared to Captain Jobs, Dan Morris, the Ferrari in P4. He surely wants to show some very good pace. Wants to get on the podium there, hold the trophy on the very unique podium here, and get celebrated there by the Tifosi in the end. Now SH is going for it. Safety car coming in, so that means we have racing again, and hopefully everything will be alright. No crashing, so that we can go full beans to the end of the race. Captain Chubbs now with Dan Morris followed behind on the inside there. Maybe free ride into one. Perpetuum seems like he has some better straight line speed, and in the end Captain Chubbs couldn't overtake him into turn 1. And now he has also to look into his mirrors with the Ferrari. Matt Tippis, very good job there by him in P5 for the moment, followed by Compi Kermi, who is on hards. And now they're coming into the De La Rocha chicane. Casper goes for a P8 ahead of Merck. Then is Party and Wesker. Yono having some fight there with JHT for P12. But I'm curious to find out what's the situation with Captain Chubbs there and Perpetuum, if they can close in on SH. Oh, and Captain Chubbs gets the penalty for cutting the corners. That doesn't help him for, yeah, possibly win the race. Dan Morris. And now Matt Tippis can also close in on his teammates, so the two Ferrari guys are absolutely on fire. But they have to look out for Dark Bolt and Casper. They are on soft tires. But will they go to the end? That's the question. With 11 laps to go, basically. And now, yeah, Merck on the inside with Compi Kermi. Gets the job done. Very nice. So the Williams is ahead of the Mercedes now, and Party ahead of JHT, who was having a scrap with Wesker. Wesker is having a scrap with Medium Pilot now. Medium Pilot on the inside for the second chicane. Side by side still. Oh, and Wesker has to give some room and cut the chicane there, so he doesn't lose his wing in the end. And we have another scrap for P5 coming up. Matt Tippis followed by Dark Bolt and Casper, as I said, on the soft tires. They are absolutely flying now. Maybe on the inside, the Red Bull. So very nice side-by-side racing. And now the Red Bull goes on the inside for the Parabolica. Also the Torosso from Casper tries to stick with him on the rear, and yeah, goes by the Ferrari. So Matt Tipp is down from P5 to P7. DRS is activated again. And at the head, yeah, at the head, further down at the front, we have Perpetuum, SH, and Captain Chubbs. So Perpetuum now in the lead, followed by the McLaren. Dan Morris also putting all the pressure down on the McLaren driver, and Casper now with Dark Bolt. Dark Bolt trying to get by the Torosso guy, backs out of it. Oh, and Matt Tippis has to cut chicane there to avoid carnage with Merck. I think he wasn't expecting him to close in so quickly. He's on slightly fresher mediums compared to the Ferrari. Yeah, but just 3 laps, not that much. And here we have Party followed by JHT, Medium Pilot. Also softs against medium tires. Oh, and a very late move there by JHT into Ascari, and I think, yeah, that puts Party very wide, very off there. It was very ambitious there by the Mercedes. And at the front, yeah, just 0.4 of a second behind, and now comes into pits SH, so this gives Captain Chubbs P2, but he's followed by Casper and Dan Morris. Doesn't have any slipstream of Perpetuum. He's 1.9 seconds ahead. Loses out slightly. And now with Casper in the rear on softs. Has to watch out for him, that's for sure. Will he keep his podium position in the end? Dan Morris following behind, P4. Shocking camera angle, nice, thank you for that. Let's go on board with Dan Morris in the end. We have medium pilot closing ever in P10 now. So now maybe with the help of DRS can he close in a little bit more. He's 0.5 of a second behind the Toro Rosso. Into Ascari, very late on the brakes. And Casper has also a nice slipstream there by Captain Chubbs. And we have another yellow sector 3 party. And the exit of Ascari, and then comes a virtual safety car. Thankfully we don't have a third safety car coming out. So then that would have been a massive sprint to the end of the race. So now thankfully it's just a virtual safety car, and look at that, Perpetuum leading easily, easily, 4.6 seconds. Casper, Dan Morris, Darkbolt, Merck, Matt Tippis, Compuker, JHT, Medium Pilot, YOLO, Kieran Chubb, SH, Wesker, P14, then Saeed, I'm not sure, yeah, he's ghosted, I guess he's out of the session, and then Coutinho just has to overtake the retired car of Party, and then he's in P16 rounding off the grid. And now virtual safety car is over, we go green and racing again. Captain Chubbs 2.9 seconds behind the leader, and thankfully the gaps are a little bit more stretched out, so Captain Chubbs can find himself a little bit more with a breathing space, but I'm sure Casper will close in, and JHT passes teammate into Ascari, and he's also on the quicker tire, but also on 7 lap old soft, so I'm not sure if they will go another 8 laps. And if that's also the case there with Casper and Darkbolt, they're still very quick what's the pace wise. And now Casper with the help of DRS on the inside into turn 1. So no problems there for the Toro Rosso driver. And also Darkbolt has done a move on Dan Morris. Oh, and what's happening there with Merck? He's slowing down massively. What's the situation with Merck? Was there some contact or some overtake? He wasn't. There's Dan Morris also waiting for him now, or was Dan Morris also having a problem because he is now in P8? So incidents and carnage unfolding in lap 21 everywhere. Meanwhile, Medium Pilot is putting the second Ferrari under pressure, who's effectively now the first Ferrari on track. Matt Tippis in P6 now, that he was overtaken by Medium Pilot. Has to look into his mirrors, because the Mercedes is coming on the inside now, maybe into Parabolica. He's not doing the move yet, he's waiting when DRS is opened into turn 1 maybe. And I'm absolutely not sure what happened to Dan Morris. Maybe he was having a moment. And now, it's kind of a damage limitation there for the Ferrari guys. They were looking quite good there to take a podium spot in the end, or maybe P5, top 5. As further down, okay, that's for pit stops. SH passes Merck because Merck came into the pit and retired in the pit. So there must have been something going on, and Wesker also retiring. So everything happening here now. And I'm sure there will be some massive reports flying in tonight. Can't wait for that. Captain Chops still in the DRS range of the Toro Rosso from come on, Chops. Another time penalty there for cutting Ascari chicane, and then this is basically the only spot where you can like cut the corner massively and slightly gain an advantage, but also if you gain 3 seconds worth of time penalties, it doesn't help you in maybe scoring a possibly top 3 podium position. Yeah, I mean, now with DRS, battery ERS also on overtake deployment, trying everything to stay in the gearbox of the Toro Rosso. And yeah, he's just 2.3 seconds behind Perpetuum. I mean, if Captain Chops can stay behind Kalsper in the DRS in the slipstream, that will help him to get along ahead of Perpetuum maybe. But we have just 5 laps to go. Darkbolt also just half a second behind basically, but on very worn softs. I'm not sure they won't go for another pit stop, I assume. Doesn't make any sense now with just 4 laps or 5 laps to go. Then medium pilot, we have also to look out for him. He's 2 seconds behind on 8 lap old softs, and JHT in the DRS range of the Toro Rosso. And unfortunately the 2 Ferraris, yeah, I mean still up for points, P7 and P9. Combi in the Ferrari sandwich for the moment on hards. He will have no problems at all to go to the end. And yeah, with the 2 safety cars and the virtual safety cars, I assume the medium tires, even though they are 40 laps old, they will still go to the end with ease. And Kieran Tubb, followed by his teammate Jono in P11 for the moment. Maybe he's snatching the last point out of his teammate, because yeah, Kieran Tubb is basically just reserving for tonight, but the rules say if you are a driver from Division 2 and you reserve in Division 1, you're allowed to finish the race and just show your pace and show what you're capable of. And but in the end, I'm not sure if he's aware of the point situation there with Jono. If he's like, gifting him this last point, would be, of course, some very nice sportsmanship there in the end. But for the moment, look at that. Oh, Captain Chops, I was just going to say, he's just 0.3 of a second behind Kalsper again. Still in the slipstream, still in the DRS range, trying everything. Yeah, also to stay ahead of Darkbolt. And he was very wide there coming out of Parabolica. But now puts the power down and maybe going for a move there in the last lap. Maybe he's also aware of the penalty situation with Kalsper. Yeah, some penalties were flying in. I saw that on the top left of the screen, but I wasn't looking for every driver. So in the end it will be a surprise again when everybody's crossing the line. And I'm also not looking it up in the race director, because, you know, commentators curse. If I'm looking for a penalty, there are more penalties flying in. We don't want that. So Coutinho now also retired from the race. I'm not sure, yeah, he was way behind, way off. So this means we have, just 13 drivers left on the grid. There were some accidents, some incidents happening, some carnage going on. Some drivers just, getting rid of the game. But, oh, there's medium pilot on the inside of Darkbolt. I was just going to say that Darkbolt lost a little bit out of the McLaren, and medium pilot now on the chase for P3. He's just under 1 second on one softs compared to one mediums from Captain Chops there. And also JHT now with the same tires compared to Dark Bolt. And 5.5 seconds way off, but Denver is still trying everything to stay ahead of Combi Kermi, and Matt Tipp is maybe trying everything to get ahead of the Mercedes. So they will score 1 or 2 points more in the end. But this looks interesting. I mean, yeah, we have Catsper followed by Captain Chops still in the gearbox of the Toro Rosso. Now we are in the... it's not the final lap. Yeah, it's the final lap now coming up. Perpetuum crosses the finish line to head into the last lap. And now Catsper and Captain Chops. Captain Chops now basically on the outside on the racing line. Goes into turn 1 and is in P2. But yeah, remember, I'm not sure about the penalty situation. Now he's trying everything to stay ahead of Catsper. There is another DRS detection or another DRS straight coming up as we are heading into Ascari, and he tries everything to make his car so wide as possibly he can. And we also have to keep an eye on Medium Pilot, the second Toro Rosso, just half a second behind his teammate. Now the second DRS coming up, the second DRS straight. Captain Chops slightly to the right, slightly to the left now, and Ascari is still ahead of him. That's crucial. Now don't cut the corner again. He's a little bit off there, but still ahead. That's crucial, as there's no help of the wing, no help of DRS, McLaren or Toro Rosso. Further front we have Perpetuum crossing the line, finishing the Italian Grand Prix, and he's also won the race. But what's the situation there with... Oh no, Jesus Christ, Medium Pilot won the race ahead of JHT. And then comes Perpetuum, Catsper, then Dark Bolt, Combi Kermi, Captain Chops is in P7, Matt Tippis. Then we have Dan Morris, the 2 Ferraris, and Yono gets the last point. Yes! Nice job there, Yono. Good job there in the end. But, oh Jesus, I just saw everybody crossing the line and then penalty, and okay, Medium Pilot wins another race, starting from the back of the grid. So my suggestion would be, for the next race, he has to start 1 lap down, and then, yeah, has to unlap himself and then try to win it again. So that's like... Is it now 7 wins in a row? Let me just see the performance sheet. No, it's 6 wins in a row. Sorry. 6 wins in a row. So good job by Medium Pilot, and also very good job by JHT. He was starting on P2 and was struggling throughout the race. And yeah, because no penalties and a very good pace in the end, got P2 ahead of Perpetuum, Catsper, Vaporeon, Combi Kermi, Captain Chops, Matt Tippis, Dan Morris, Yono gets the last point, so very good job by the Alpha driver. Kieran Trapp is in P11, SH, then we have Said, but he was not in his car, I suppose, Coutinho, and the rest of the grid. So, oh Jesus, what a race that was. I mean, there with the 2 safety cars and some carnage going on with the racing points on the start of the race. Oh yeah, I can't wait for the point of views, for the videos, for the reports coming in, so that Graham, Sway, you know what's coming up. You know what's coming up. We are having another good night ahead of us coming up with some reports flying in, but yeah, let's not talk about it. We have to focus on the next race. On Wednesday we are heading on the nights of Singapore Yeah, always a favorite of mine, but yeah, with the walls on the left, on the right. Also, maybe a safety car thriller coming up. And that's it from my side for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. As ever, if you liked the stream, if you liked Team C, just leave a comment or leave a like down below and subscribe to the channel. Get in touch with us. And for the moment, I thank you very much for tuning in, being part of it, of this crazy race. And yeah, I just can say have a good night, stay healthy, stay home, and bye bye.